Hello, Simplicity Entrepreneurs. Milana here. Man, every time I do these lives, I feel like I haven't done them in months, even though that's not true. But it's so exciting to be here with you today. It is Tuesday in my collaboration community. Tuesday is actually a training Tuesday, so our members go have an opportunity to train, do a little training right within the group. They go live. So that's something that we do, and I thought I'll do one of my own today, but in the big group today. Hi, Carolina, welcome. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been kind of pondering about lately, and I talk to a lot of people about different ideas, and this always comes up. How do you know this is the right idea, and how do you know that this is something that you should move forward with? And I have a couple of strategies and ideas to share with you on how to filter your ideas and how to make decisions about which ideas you should go with and which ideas you should release and let go, or postpone. So I think that is something that we can have a conversation about. If you are here watching, please let me know. Say hello. If you have any questions about anything I share, let me know as well. Hi, Corey. Good to see you. So I have this thing, I call it the 2 a.m. test. So when I come up with an idea, I usually get super excited. Like I can jump up and down and say, this is the best idea in the world. This is the best idea I've ever come up with. Only to wake up the next morning feeling totally different about it and feeling like, no, that's not the right idea. I'm not going to do it. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday. So I have this thing that I call the 2 a.m. test. And anytime I have an idea at this point, I share it. And even my friends remind me, but Milana, did it go through your 2 a.m. test? So what is the 2 a.m. test? The 2 a.m. test is when I might wake up in the middle of the night, or I might wake up in the morning. I don't know. Whenever I feel at my lowest level of energy, at my lowest level of activity, and I want to feel into how I think about that idea. Hi, Anne. Good to see you here. So if I feel excited at 2 a.m. about that idea, or waking up thinking about that idea, I'm still excited that I will consider that it passed my 2 a.m. test. If at my lowest level of energy, I feel like it's too heavy, it's going to be too intense, it's going to be too energy draining, then the idea does not pass my 2 a.m. test, right? So do you have a strategy for how you make a decision about what idea, or how do you know the idea actually is the right idea for you? So 2 a.m. test is one way I do that. The other way I look at it, and that's, when you first come up with an idea, you're very emotional about it, right? Because you think it's the right one. This is the one. So now you have to turn on your mind or your brain, your logic, and make the decision about the idea in a more logical, rational, from a more rational place versus emotional place. Although I will have to say that sometimes, even if the idea does not pass any of your logical filters or your logical tests, the energy and the emotion around it can make it a successful idea just by itself. I've had that happen to me as well. But the kind of things I like to ask myself is the idea aligned with my business goals, my life goals over the next 90 days, 12 months, right? Is it something that fits into my life right now? So that's another question I ask. And the idea I actually had last night, it did pass my 2 a.m. test. But what I realized that over the next 6 months or so, I have other projects on my plate that I'm also excited about and that I also have to complete. And so I had to make a conscious, very purposeful decision to table the other idea that I came up with yesterday. So the other question to ask yourself is, do you feel excited? Do you have a rise of energy when you think about it? That's a great way to decide if this is the right idea for you, because energy is everything. People buy energy, people sell energy. Hi, Marianne, good to see you here. And then the other, even more logical decision is something that you want to ask yourself, will it impact my bottom line? Is this the idea that will have the most impact on my bottom line? And so based on these questions and these filters and these tests, the idea that I had yesterday, I'm super excited about it. It passed my 2 a.m. test. I have excitement and energy around it. It does fit overall with my business and life goals, but at the moment, it's not going to have the most impact on my business and my bottom line. That's a very important thing to realize, right? And it takes some purposeful effort to say, I really want to do this, but I don't really think it's going to impact my bottom line in the way that I would like it to, right? So that's another way to think about it. And then the next thing that I'm going to say, this is where my idea actually did pass this filter and this question. And so will this idea or project or product or strategy strategically position me for success moving forward in my business? And the answer was absolute yes, which is why I came up with the idea in the first place. So that's a question you want to ask yourself. Will this idea, project, or strategy strategically position me for success moving forward in my business? So maybe this is not a tomorrow idea, something that I would implement tomorrow, but it's definitely something that is making to my top 5 ideas for the next 12 months. So that's a way to still say yes, but not do it right away, because come on, we can't do it all, right? Well, we can do it all, just not all at the same time, right? I think Oprah said that. So that is something that I wanted to chat with you about. And I'm curious, how do you guys decide which idea to move forward with and which idea to completely release and which idea to maybe save for later? Right? Some other things that are happening in my life and in my business is my husband and I decided that it's time for us to downsize. We are empty nesters as of September last year. And we have a huge house, which was perfect for when we had 2 kids in the house, but we haven't had both of them in the house in years. And my daughter just started college in September, so we're downsizing. And I had to think about how my ideas will play with that. You know, if we're downsizing, how will it work with my life when we do that together, right? Hey, Andrea, good to see you. And Marianne says, do similar to you and feel into the energy of the idea. Yes, awesome. And so let me know how you make decisions about different ideas. And it's very, you know, my friends, my coaches already know that when I come up with an idea, I have to like call everybody and say, look what I come up with. What do you think? And my best friends know to calm me down and say, Milana, but did it pass your 2 a.m. test? You know, is it going to fit your life and your business over the next 12 months? Will it affect your bottom line? So they already know what questions to ask me to kind of not bring me down, but bring me to the reality of this idea and how I'll be implementing it. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Great process you have. So good to check in with these. Yes, for sure. And of course, the alignment piece is huge, because that's where a lot of your ideas will just drop away. A lot of the strategies that you need to be doing or you think you need to be doing, they will just drop away, right? Because they're not aligned with what you want to do, with what you want your life and your business to look like. Even if those same strategies, ideas, and projects have worked with somebody else, they may not be the right fit for you. But the 2 a.m. test for me is the ultimate test, because that is how I know that even at my lowest level of energy, when I'm, you know, like half asleep, it's not that I wake up every night at 2 a.m., but if I am awake, if I happen to be awake at 2 a.m. and I think about that idea, do I feel excited by it, or do I feel like, oh my God, it's going to take so much out of me to implement it? That is like the best test that I've ever invented for myself. July 12th, save the date, guys, because July 12th is, probably most of you don't know that, but it's the National Simplicity Day. Why is it the National Simplicity Day? Because Henry David Thoreau was born on that day, July 12th. And he is the guy who came up with the whole idea of simplicity, who wrote a book about simplicity. He talks about simplicity. But I'm doing something special to celebrate National Simplicity Day. I am going to be holding 2 events on that day. The first one is I'm teaching a class called the how to co-create a product, program, or workshop with a partner, how to find the partner, how to work with the partner, how to come up with an exit strategy. So I've always worked with partners, which I never realized until I started looking at how many projects over the years I've created with somebody else, between boot camps, workshops, an entire business up until 3 years ago. So I've always collaborated. And so I want to share with you, a lot of people actually expressed interest in this topic. So I'm going to be teaching that on Friday. Actually, let me just double check the time. On Friday, July 12th. It's going to happen at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So definitely don't miss it there. And then a little later the same day, I believe it's at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we are going to host a panel discussion. I'm going to bring people from my collaboration community. We'll be talking about exactly how do you collaborate, in which ways do you collaborate to grow your business, the best practices of collaboration when you are working with other people, and especially if you are in the space of coaching, coach, author, speaker, expert, and the best tips on collaborating with others, because the way that I learned to collaborate over the years has primarily been co-creation and joint venture partnerships. But there's so many other ways. Like I literally have a whole list of ways that I know people can collaborate and grow their business. So that's what's happening July 12th. Save the date. It's going to be an awesome way to celebrate simplicity, National Simplicity Day. Why? Because collaboration simplifies your business growth. When you collaborate with other people, what happens is your energy goes up, your motivation, productivity, your creativity, your revenue goes up because you bring resources together. So it's going to be an awesome day to learn more about how to co-create, how to collaborate. So July 12th, save the date. Well, I hope that I shared what I shared was inspiring you to think about your ideas. And I'm curious, do you have any ideas right now that you are kind of considering, and how are you going to make the decision whether it's the right idea for you or not? Although I will say that sometimes I go through a period of a dry spell where I have no ideas. And that is probably the scariest time for me, because I always have ideas. So how can I have a dry spell, like a whole month goes by and I feel so unresourceful, so ideal-less? And that's really scary, because when you don't have ideas, it means that maybe you're not inspired by your business. Maybe you're not seeing the future for your business. So it can get into a scary place. And the way that I get out of that dry spell is I like to collaborate. I like to talk to people. I like to share ideas. I like to put myself in an environment that I normally am not in. Somebody suggested to I don't know how many of you do Reiki, believe in Reiki, understand what Reiki is. It's a form of energy healing. And as much as I am not a woo-woo person, and it's hard for me to believe into anything that's not tangible, there were multiple occasions where I had pain and a Reiki practitioner took it away. So I don't know why it works or how it works or what the heck is Reiki, but I do believe that removing a migraine without medication, removing a hip pain from dancing when a traditional doctor like a physical therapist or a chiropractor was not able to help, that to me says there's something about Reiki. But I was talking to a Reiki practitioner and she looked at me and said, "You need to wear orange underwear. Wear orange underwear." And I said, "What?" She said, "You need to wear orange underwear." And I said, "What does it mean?" Well, apparently in Reiki, there's all these chakras, and the one that is responsible for creativity is orange, and it's like somewhere in your stomach. How many of you know Reiki? Am I just talking like aliens and time travel right now, or do you guys know what I'm talking about? So yes, and I said, I really like that idea, wear orange underwear. To me, okay, it's the chakra thing and it's the Reiki thing, but the way I interpret it is take yourself outside the box, outside your normal environment. I mean, who wears orange underwear? I don't know. I think I might own one pair. But it's such an unusual thing to say and do and think about, right? But what it does, it opens up to it's like the purple cow, right? There are no purple cows, but it makes you think like something has to be different in your environment in order for you to start thinking differently. So who owns orange underwear? Am I just talking something like total it's not even Friday. But the cool thing about it is that it's supposed to put you in the creativity driven, in that creative mode. Do something that you don't normally do. Put yourself outside the box. And I thought that was really funny when she said that. She also said drink orange juice and sit by the water. So I thought that was a really cool way to put myself in the creative mode. And amazingly, it actually worked because my dry spell was over. So if you have any dry spell when it comes to feeling inspired, motivated in your business, maybe you should wear orange underwear. Maybe you should be drinking orange juice and sitting by the water, and hopefully that will inspire some new ideas. All right. I think that's all I wanted to share. This has been a Tuesday live, and I would love to hear from you about anything that I talked about, any way that you test your ideas, and thank you guys for watching. This was fun. I'll try to do more of these. Thank you. Bye, guys.